I have a couple of names. My everyday name is Molly Ryan Kills Enemy. My colonized legal name is Mary Ryan, and then my Lakota name is Twente Okichi Uyewi, which means do work from their heart woman. So with my story, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and rape. That in order for my daughters to not continue those cycles, that I need to end it somewhere. And that's by educating them about the domestic violence and things to look for. And in that process, I have learned that the violence really hits the Indigenous women. And we're often unseen, and we're invisible to a lot of people. We're often told not to talk about stuff, not to share these stories because they're too personal. But for me, if I don't share the story, then I'm part of the problem by continuing to keep those cycles alive of saying, we're not going to talk about this because it needs to be addressed. So I talk about this a lot, that I was born with no voice. And we used to be the voices of our tribes with the women. It was the women who were the voices. And because of all the rapes and the sexual assaults and the sexual abuse and the violence against women, and more importantly, the Indigenous women, because we are not visible, we are not seen as having any worth, or we are not seen as having any value. And so it's easy for people to overlook us. And but I know my purpose, and I know what I need to be doing for not just myself, but for my people. And that's to help people acknowledge us as women and as Indigenous women, that we're still here. I've done presentations. I have done marches. I have done, we have done honorings, and for myself, I keep red fabric flowing outside of my house, because red represents the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And people who know me, who drive by the house, know that's me. But that's one way I myself can raise awareness. We have brought an exhibit to Colorado that was in an art gallery called the Sing Our Rivers Red, which is a single earring that represents each Indigenous woman up in Canada who has gone missing or murdered. There are 1,181 earrings, just one, that represents those women. And I've been trying to do research, because in the United States, there's no accurate statistics. I've been told that there's no accurate statistics because the rate of women who go missing and murdered is astounding. I mean, I don't know why this is such a, it's such a huge epidemic for Indigenous women. All I can say is that we're not valued. We're invisible to a lot of people. I'm realizing that my journey had a purpose. Not that I just made bad choices, but there is a purpose for me to walk the way I did for those years. And it's to help people open their eyes. I have learned to stand up, and I have learned to recognize um, that we live in cycles and that we've got to stop the cycles. So how do we stop the cycles? We share our stories.